Hello, everyone. Welcome to our talk. So today we are going to talk about this open source at edge hardware, firmware, and AI stacks. And my name is Miley Fu. I'm from Second State. And here is my co-speaker.
Hey everyone, my name is Saiyam Pathak. I'm head of DevRel at vCluster, founder of Kip Simplify. I'm also part of the CNCF tag Operational Resilience. And you can connect with me. I think one goes to my YouTube channel, other one goes to my X account, so you can connect with me over there.
So I'm a founding member at Second State, and we have this CNCF project. It's donated to CNCF since 4 years ago. And we are using WebAssembly on the server side. So AutoMage is good for AI inference as well, apart from microservices and serverless and embedded use cases. And GoSim is an open source conference that we started 2 years ago. And this year we have co-hosted some conference with RustConf. So it's like 2,400 people. And also I was KubeCon open source and AI Dev by Linux Foundation co-chair last year, but the China one. So I'm also a CNCF ambassador. Yeah. So today the major thing we are going to talk is a Rust-based open source project we have built. So as we all know, at this AI age, it's very important to learn about AI. So like people are talking about worrying about losing jobs to AI. But as the founder of NVIDIA said on many occasions, you shouldn't be worried because you're not going to lose your job to AI. But you might be worried about losing your job to someone who can use AI. So, yeah. So there are some pain points about a lot of AI services being proprietary and black box. Also, you have data privacy concerns and lack of enough customization. So this project we have built is a full stack voice AI agent framework. So it can be multimodal, not only voice going forward, because you can also add visual related things on top of it. So it would allow you to have full ownership and transparency, and also being super flexible. And also it goes with a very affordable device, so you can do it at home. So it's called EchoKit. Sorry, is this what is missing an edge? So EchoKit. So it's a toolkit for building, customizing, and self-hosting your voice AI agent. So it has open hardware and open firmware and open server. So that's they are both built in Rust, and you can check out the code. So yeah. So the edge device would be ESP32, and it would capture the audio, play audio, and connect to Wi-Fi, and it talks to the server with through WebSockets over Wi-Fi, and the server would be the brain, and it would be responsible for orchestrating ASR, LLM, TTS, and like tool calling and MCPs, etc. So you can, because we are porting it to Raspberry Pi as well, collaborating with the Raspberry Pi Foundation. So yeah, you will be able to use Raspberry Pi for that as well. So it's completely open and very low cost. So it has built-in microphone and speaker, and you can add screen onto it. So it's the firmware is written in Rust, I mentioned. So the logic for orchestrating the LLMs lives on the server. So that's again the GitHub link. So the firmware would initialize all the hardware component, the mic, the speaker, and the display. And the server, you can self-host it on your Mac, or some device locally, or you can run in the cloud. So it's like a hybrid model. So you can, that's the diagram for the design of the server. So it would manage the AI pipeline and coordinate the entire interactive flow. So it can be a Dockerized and containerized deployment. I will explain this diagram. So when a user speaks to the device, the device will receive the raw voice data and send the voice data to the EchoKit server. And the server would make an API call. Oh, sorry. It first need to do a VAD, so it detects the turn-off sentences. And then it make an API call to the ASR service, so it's a voice to text. You can use different providers, or you can, for all these three, ASR, LLM, and TTS, it's all swappable, so you can change to any providers or your self-run the local LLMs. And for the API call to TTS, you can for example, use your 11 Labs API key. And in the text, so the fourth API call is to the LLMs, right? So it would determine whether it would need a tool call to the MCPs or other tools. And then the action would be returned to the LLM and outputs the results to TTS and answer the user with a combined speech. So it can also do, so in the tool call process, you can also do query databases, etc. So as I mentioned, it's all swappable, and you can, so for faster results, you can even use N2. So that process is not, so it's like VAD and ASR and LLM and TTS, but if you want to make it even faster, later I will mention there would be another way, that is to use the end-to-end model. That is Gemini Live or ChatGPT Live or Qwen Live. So that, if you want to do that, but that has some disadvantages. So today we are majorly talking about this way. So this spores section pipeline way. So we are going to do a live demo. Yeah.
Excited for the live demo? See, I don't know if it will work or not, but we have tried it many times. It works, so you have to trust me, it works. If it doesn't work, the only thing is the internet issues. So let me first connect so that you can see something on the screen as well. So we had some issues while connecting, but hopefully we'll be able to show you stuff in action as well. There you go. And yeah, you're able to see yourself. Good. So that's the EchoKit device over here. EchoKit device first was the firmware, the hardware architecture that you saw. And then this is the server. So we are running a server over here, and these are logs of the server. So you can see it's half empty, so it will start filling once we kind of say something. So it is already running a configuration file where we have configured some of the stuff that we'll show you how that configuration file looks like. Basically, the OpenAI endpoint, the 11 Labs endpoint, what all things you need to call when you are doing the translations and calling the LLM, getting the output from that. So let's try this, and if it works. Tell me something about Atlanta. Wait.
No, it's not. No, it's not started.
Yeah.
What?
Reset it. Just 1 second. So it goes to this. Yeah.
Okay, it's connecting to Wi-Fi. So is your Wi-Fi on?
Yeah. Wi-Fi is connecting to the server.
So the server is locally run on my Mac.
Okay. I see the issue.
What? Why is
Yeah, this is not on my network. So I'm just connecting that to my
Okay.
network.
Probably we can play that first, or do you want to do it later? Do you want to play the? Do you want to switch back and play the demo first?
And just one last try.
The first one. Actually, I have prepared two recorded demos. Yeah, if it doesn't work, we can do
Yeah,
that.
you can play the recording till then. I'll try to see
Yeah,
if this works.
Yeah, you want to switch the screen back to the. Yep. How is Atlanta associated? Oh, sorry. Wow, the internet is so bad.
Oh, that book gone with the wind, practically born in Atlanta's front parlor. Margaret Mitchell lived here, scribbling the whole fire, sweeping tail on her typewriter in a little apartment she called the dump. Can you imagine? One of the most famous love stories ever written, born in a cramped space with peeling paint and no glamour at all. Atlanta is Scarlet's world. The city burns ennobled, just like it did in the Civil War and rises again, stubborn and glittering, much like her. And funny enough, the first time Vivian Leigh was seen in the view.
I think it doesn't work.
Sky like a Roman Empire had returned. But it isn't. A story about loss and survival. And the woman who wrote it never wanted to thank. Much like me, everyone saw lipstick in the spotlight. But few looked close enough to see the quiet girl who just loved words, life, and being understood.
Yeah. So it's just the voice is.
Hi there.
Hi, please tell me something extremely interesting about Atlanta.
Absolutely.
Okay, so
Atlanta is full of surprising gems. Here are a few that often catch people off guard. Chapter of Fact, why it's interesting. Urban tree canopy in the United States. Over 11,000 acres of trees cover the city, giving it a greener feel than many whole countries. 2. World-class aquarium worldwide and houses the first one fully functional giant blue whale model. 3. Olympic legacy. The city hosted the Line 96 Summer Olympics.
Oh, I need to change my laptop. Okay. So the first voice, it's trained with Marilyn Monroe's voice. So it's because we worked with some partner that has the IP right for the voice, and so it's you can like prompt it to be super. You can add the knowledge bases about her, and you can describe in the prompt about her way of speaking, and like because you can also tell her that she's actually a digital twin and in modern age, like, or she's actually in Atlanta here at the Coupon, and like so that it can be more interesting. So I guess it would be taking another while, so I will go on with the other slides. So we use the Rust for the entire stack. It's because it's very high performance, and would be able to have a comparatively low latency. So it's the memory safety would be also a very good advantage, and we would need from an AI. So for this is because we also have another open source project called Rust Coder. So that is not that relevant to this program, but it's the Rust Coder would allow you to write Rust better with AI. So So because this is like AI infra, so it's a very good language choice for building maintainable and reliable AI infra. So for the efforts in reducing the latency, since it's a kind of a long pipeline, we did like So on the left, that's a talk I did in last week in South Korea at their first open source summit. So I talk in details about how we reduced the latency time from very long to 2 seconds, or probably shorter going forward. So one thing we did is to as the user speak, you stream and put the tokens in to KV cache. So you build the KV cache in the process to allow it to process faster. And also, it would be able to call MCPs. So on the right is the YAML file that you can do all the customization. You can swap everything. So in the red box is the MCP server setting, like that you can change. So it would allow the LLM to trigger external functions or APIs. So that code on the right is the end-to-end models YAML file. So that's a configure YAML file. So so this would give you less space for customization because you can only add a system prompt. So to give the role to give the LLM or your character a role. So it can be under, because the performance that would be faster. It's also more costly, so it's more difficult to customize for in-context learning and tool calls. And it doesn't have open source and local options.
Sorry about that.
It's
it is working, so I'll quickly show you.
Customizing something, even a little personal touch for your own project.
Yeah, can you tell me something about Atlanta?
You know, and I gladly help.
Because
You're most welcome, sweetie. If anything else sparkles your curiosity, just let me know.
Yeah, so it's listening continuously, and you can see the logs which are there. So here, why it was trouble is because the server is running localhost, and I have to be on the same network. The laptop was refusing to connect to the hotspot. Now it is connected to the hotspot. I think I was screen mirroring. That's why it was not connecting or whatever it is. So you can see the logs flowing in. It is continuously listening and sending that, getting the response from the LLM. And as you can see on the file that was shown, the configuration file, you can actually train that in different voices. So you can, that was one of the use cases. I think she talked about that, or she will be talking about that. So for example, you can train this in your own voice, and then you will be getting the response in that particular voice as well. Now it is not stopping, so I have to stop it.
Yeah,
So
because
it worked.
because everything is running on the like 5G or 4G of Saiyam's phone. So like my laptop is connecting to the phone network and that devices also. So that's why it's kind of slow. Yeah. Yeah, we also provide a tool for you to train your voice easily. So it's a web page you can find in our documentation. So it's super easy. So you just need 3 minutes of super clean and clear voice of a certain person or yourself. Yeah, so that's, yeah. Yeah, we are talking about the disadvantages of using end-to-end models like live APIs. So, yeah, there are several use cases. Oh, sorry, we are running a bit out of time, but it's okay. So for AI education, so that's Rust embedded workshops, and we have some coding time with universities. And so that's a PyCon hackathon. A community member used the EchoKit to build like EchoKit bot to like have it voice control like a small car, so yeah, toy car. So and you can also do that like for Marilyn Monroe, or like for this is a Betty. So also like I think this is a demo for her, but I won't play it this time to save some time. So yeah, I think that's the.
Awesome. So I hope by now you understand what EchoKit is. This is the device. This is the device kit that is there. You have the firmware, which is open source. You have the server that you can run on localhost that you just saw. And you can also run it as Docker container. Now that opens up a lot of possibilities because we are here at KubeCon and Kubernetes has to come in place. So this stuff is okay when you are in a classroom and one person is using it, but when you have hundreds of students and then you have multiple classrooms, it becomes a bit messier when you have to update any configuration changes or model weights or things like that. The configuration you already saw. This is where Kubernetes comes in, and it can help. How it can help? Let's try to understand that. So let's assume a scenario that there is a classroom, and there are multiple classrooms. For each classroom, there will be a Raspberry Pi. Now that Raspberry Pi will act as the local Kubernetes cluster, which is running the EchoKit server, which is internally running the VAT, LLM containers, Llama Edge, EchoKit server, all these as pods, and then the EchoKit devices are communicating with the EchoKit server, which are running as a pod on the Raspberry Pi. Now Kubernetes at Edge makes it easy. Like we have various smaller distributions. You can run K3s. It takes less amount of time. For every classroom, we can have one Raspberry Pi. And we can also have a cloud on top of that. Now how that will help, let's say on cloud, you create an EKS cluster. There are two ways to do that. One is the GitOps way, other is the vCluster way. So in the GitOps way, what would happen is you will create a EKS cluster, and then you'll have Argo CD installed in that particular EKS cluster. And then you will be connecting different projects for different classrooms. Every project will be connected to a GitHub repository that will be having the configuration files for the EcoKit servers and stuff like that. And whenever there is a change, it will push that to the Raspberry Pi, which is the target Kubernetes cluster running K3s. And then the EcoKit devices will be able to connect to it and update, run the updated configurations. So yeah, central EKS cluster runs Argo CD. Each classroom gets one Raspberry Pi that acts as the edge cluster, and Pi runs the EcoKit server pods, and student with the EcoKit devices connect to that. So that is one. And another thing that is doable is the vCluster layer. So vCluster is an open source tool to create virtual Kubernetes clusters on top of Kubernetes. What you do over here is, in the EKS, you create virtual clusters, every cluster for the hosted control plane concept, basically. We have that as well. So the hosted control plane lives in the EKS layer, and then you join the join the Raspberry Pi nodes as private nodes for that particular clusters. And centrally, every classroom or every admin gets access to the virtual clusters control plane, and they will be able to deploy their pods. Maybe everyone wants to have their own Argo CD, their own monitoring system, whatever that is, and they'll be able to schedule the pods, which is the EcoKit server pods on the Raspberry Pis, and then again, the EcoKit devices that are held by the students will be able to connect to those. So that's in a nutshell what EcoKit is, and it's important since we are talking about the AI ecosystem, why it is like most of the things are getting closed source, but there is a huge push in open source because that's how the innovation happens. That's why we are here. 10 years of CNCF, it's all about collaboration, community, if you heard about the keynotes. And this is where, putting out the source code for the firmware, putting out the source code for the EcoKit server, making your own Alexa device with much more powers, even smaller ones, and then adding cameras on top of that, like you previously saw. So I would let Miley talk about how you can contribute to this ecosystem as well.
So thank you. So we really welcome a lot of contributors, and also we would like makers or developers to make their own, and even commercialize their own version, targeting different audiences as well. We want to build an ecosystem, so any code is, any contribution is welcome, and join us to build. And but this is we would recruit some mentees via LFX mentorship, but some would be related to that, but not right now, probably next spring. So yeah, but if you want to configure your own, you will need some API keys. So, but just I have several hats. Just come talk to me, talk to us afterwards. Yeah.
But this is only till the KubeCon lasts, so you have to do it in today remaining time and tomorrow. Just try to run the EcoKit server locally. There are setup instructions and everything in place. You can do that, and once you do that, you can find us or message us on Wasm Slack or CNCF Slack. Find us, and you can connect with us on the next slide.
Yeah, so that's our LinkedIn QR codes, and the top right is our it's EcoKit's GitHub. Yeah, so thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you so much for coming in. I hope you enjoyed.